Trinity test had been executed in New Mexico, the people from Trinity had arrived in the Marianas, and they had with them at that particular time colored photographs of the Trinity explosion. So we got the gang together, and we showed them. We didn't use the word atomic bomb. We did not use that, but we said, okay, now this is the bomb. This is what will happen when we make our flight tomorrow and release it. This is what we're going to see. So with this preliminary indoctrination, we got into the airplane and took off. Once we were airborne and in the air, I then left the pilot's seat of the airplane and I crawled back into the back where the enlisted men were. I got them all together back there and we poured some coffee out of the thermos jug, and I told them actually what we were doing and what we were carrying at that time. And the weather being clear at our primary, which was Hiroshima, there was no decision left. I mean, we were on the way to the primary. So that part of it was perfectly routine. As we came in from our initial point to the bomb release point, it was again routine. We were bothered not in the least by any kind of fighter opposition, no flak. We didn't see anything to cause us any concern, so that we were able to concentrate strictly on the bombing problem. The bomb was released. We executed our turn away as we had been directed. The bomb blast hit us. It hit us in two different shock waves, the first being the stronger. This, as I say, was a perfectly unexciting and routine thing up until the point of taking a look at the damage that had been done. And then it was a little bit hard to realize. It was kind of inconceivable as to what we were looking at there. We passed comments back and forth in the airplane. We took pictures, and by the time we had done that, I became concerned that we better quit being sightseers and get out of there. And we were gone and off of the coast in a matter of about 20 minutes from the time that the bomb was released.
We have spent more than $2 billion on the greatest scientific gamble in history, and we have won.
The Navy Department says that it's too early yet to tell what effect the atomic bomb will have on Japanese morale, and that we may have to destroy 4 or 5 cities before they actually believe we have such a bomb.
Having found the atomic bomb, we have used it. We shall continue to use it until we completely destroy Japan's power to make war. Only a Japanese surrender will stop us. It is an awful responsibility which has come to us. We thank God that it has come to us instead of to our enemies, and we pray that He may guide us to use it in His ways and for His purposes.
Captain Behan, what was your most outstanding experience on this historic flight?
I suppose it was when the clouds opened up over the target at Nagasaki. The target was there pretty as a picture. I made the run, let the bomb go. That was my greatest thrill.
There was no atheist in a foxhole, and men who never prayed before lifted tired and bloodshot eyes to heaven and begged the Lord to end that awful war. They told him of their homes and bomb that struck Hiroshima was the end to do with fighting Boyd Fred.
Hey, did you see that city where the first atomic bomb was dropped? Yes, Fred. We flew over Hiroshima for about half an hour. It was a shambles, huh? A shambles? It looked like Ebbets Field after a doubleheader with the Giants.
The group had been told to select some targets in Japan that had not been bombed. In other words, they wanted virgin targets. And the reason behind it, even though not given to the group at that time, the reason behind it was that they wanted to be able to make bomb blast studies or bomb damage studies on virgin targets once the bombs were used. They were definitely military targets, there was no question about that. And they offered such a, well, you could almost say a classroom experiment as far as being able to determine later the bomb damage. I have been subjected many times to criticism. I have been accused of being insane, being a drunkard, being everything that you can imagine a derelict to be as a result of a guilty conscience for doing this. And as I say, no one's ever come to my defense in that regard. I look at it this way, that my part in this thing may well have been something that later or now that the U.S. government might be looking at somewhat with a guilt complex. And the feeling could be that the less said about it by the United States government, the better.